Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper and Chronicles. Today we're back at you with something a little bit more different, more of an informational sort of video. We're going to take a look at Cornwell today, and we're going to see the differences and the slight, I guess, improvements, for lack of a better word, that throughout the series that the Ratchets went through. Since I guess when they come out, I'm not sure, maybe the 40s, late 40s throughout to whenever, particularly this set or this run of Ratchets. Okay, but before we jump into it, as always, if you find these videos interesting or informative, could you give me a like and also subscribe to this channel? I have a little challenge going on, more of a challenge for myself. I have a goal of reaching 500 subscribers by around New Year's, and I know it's kind of a long shot, but hey, it's my goal. If you guys can help me out by subscribing, I would really appreciate it. Okay, let's jump into this. Cornwell has fans out there. I think there are a lot of people who like Cornwell. They're pretty well made ratchet. They're heavy duty. They kind of have they're pretty coarse. These models, they're pretty coarse, usually running like in the 30s teeth, like 30 teeth, 32 teeth, stuff like that. But here I just want to show some differences as time went on in these models. Okay, I think this one might be an early one, from what I've seen. This one, it's a 1/2 inch version, and it has the ring that is threaded around that holds the mechanism and holds the gear. And this one, it's interesting because here we have a plug that's a hex plug, and you would loosen this, I guess, or tighten it to grab onto this screw here, and the screw, it holds the pole in place inside. So I guess what they would do is when they put this together, they would screw it in and then tighten this plug down to secure the screw. And you don't see that later on in other versions of the Cornwell line. You don't see this plug anymore, or this screw. But let's open it up and see what we got. If you get these and they're old and haven't been used, or maybe they have been used, you're gonna have trouble getting these off. They're like kind of like the Williams. They took a page from Williams where they got these threaded rings that thread into the heads, and here this is what they look like. So it might be a hassle to get these off. You probably have to soak it for a while and hit it back and forth, and it should pop out. This is the gear. It says oil. We'll put it back in. It says oil. Don't know what they're talking about. I don't see any oil ports on this. Maybe they're saying to put oil around the edges here and let it seep in. Because this plug, you're not going to get oil in through the plug because it stops at the screw. And the screw is threaded, so I don't know if any oil is going to get past the screw, even if you took this plug out and put oil down this hole. So I'm not sure where they're indicating oil to be put. But this is the gear. And first you untighten the plug, and then you're able to get the screw out. and then the switch and the pawl comes out. I took the springs and the balls out already because I didn't want to deal with these balls and springs like shooting out everywhere. But if you want to see what they look like, here they are. It's a pretty good sized ball. It's pretty big, and this is the spring that goes underneath. Here's your pawl, and the pawl has a ledge, and that ledge sits there, so it's able to grab on to the pawl when you're switching. And there is the screw hole for the plug in there. You can see it. You can see it in there. And like I said, this is threaded, and the screw goes in there, and it goes like that. So if that was meant as an oil hole, I don't know how much oil is going to get past the threads and, you know, the contact there with the edge, with the screw when it screws down. So I'm not sure what they're talking about, but this is the screw for the older model, and here are the parts. Here's a look inside. You can see the threads here, and that's the hole. And another interesting thing is there's a plug. You see it here. I don't know if you can make it out from the outside. I think they did a pretty good job of hiding it. You might see a little bit of it here, but there's a plug here, and what I think is the plug is for is I think they drilled down through the ratchet to drill the spring hole at the bottom there, and then they plugged it up. And I think in some it's unplugged and you can use it as an oil hole. So just something interesting there. Then we get to this model, and when we get here, we have no more screw. It's a snap ring, a small snap ring holding a pin to hold the pawl and the switch. And you take that little snap ring off, and here we have the pawl. This one sticks, I don't know why. And I need a little hammer action to pound the pawl in. The pin through the pawl. Here's the pawl. They keep the ledge from this model. They keep the ledge and the switch ledge to help the pawl switch, but they changed the pin here. No more screw. Like I said, there's a groove there that's held by the little snap ring that holds the whole mechanism together, the pawl and all that together. So you need a set of snap ring pliers to get that little snap ring out. And they do keep the screw, the threaded ring. And here's a look at the pawl, the gear. There's no oil, no engraved oil word or anything like that on here, like you have on the older model. Here's a look inside. There's a little bit more room here compared to here. It's a little bit more of a cutout for the snap ring, for the ears of the snap ring. And here's the inside. This one also has a plug. You see it there. Yeah, you see it better there. You see the little plug there. They do a good job of hiding it from the outside, because I can't really make it out that well. And like I said, that plug, I guess, was a hole that was drilled all the way through to get that spring hole drilled, and then they plug it up. And that's the parts for that. And later on, they change again. It's kind of interesting. They put a little plate here on the gear. It's separate plate that's been put in there. This one is TR301. I think they add the 1 at the end for the oops. Oh boy. Okay. They add the 1 at the end for I think the dark colored ratchet, or the black coated ratchet. I think the regular chrome ratchets, they omit the 1, so it would be a TR30 if this was chromed instead of this black kind of finish. So here, what they did is they omitted the post or the pin, but they didn't omit the snap ring. And what they did was kind of weird, is they put this tiny snap ring. I don't know if you guys probably can't tell in the camera how tiny this snap ring is, and you won't be able to find a pair of snap ring pliers to open this up. I'm telling you, this is tiny. I had to make something. I had to make a contraption on my own. What I did is I took two pins and I bent the tips just to be able to open that up, because those openings, those tiny openings, were so tiny I couldn't find anything else to open it up with. So anyhow, we take that switch and pull out, and here we have kind of the same thing, ledge and a cutout here, but it's reversed this time. Instead of having the cutout on the pole, we have the ledge on the pole here. And instead of having the protrusion, the ledge on the switch, now we have a cutout on the switch. This pin is not milled out of a piece of metal. It's been peened in to the switch. So this is 2 pieces. They did a good job though, because I can't really make out the seam down there. But this is a pin that's been driven through the switch, and the proof is there. You can see the little pin sticking out. And yeah, like I said, you have that little tiny snap ring that goes into this little tiny groove there of the switch. And here's the gear, and like I said, they put this plate on the gear to show you the model. And kind of a weird detent here. They have like this brass end here, and then on this side it's like a pin. This one's damaged a bit. There's a pin that goes in and out. I'm not sure if it was rounded at one point or what. And then around that, let me zoom in here. And then around that, there's like a little bit of brass also holding that in. So kind of a weird ball detent there. Okay, oh, and one more thing. These did not have the threaded plates anymore. These were held in by these rings. The rings and the snap ring around it. A la our friends, they took a page from our friends at Eastco. This is a Craftsman where they have also the ring with the snap ring that holds the ring in place. So I guess they took some pointers from Eastco, and this is the ring. The only thing is that this snap ring is a hell of a lot thicker than that snap ring. So yeah, this goes in there like that, and then you get the snap ring there, and you get it in there, you compress it, and you get it in there. And I just wanted to show you another model. This is another 1/2 inch model, but a later on model. This one had a plate also, like that one, like a model plate, but this one's been put through the ringer pretty much, and the plate fell off. So right there was a plate, and I think the plate said SR50 or SR-50 for showing you the model. This one also had a ring, like where'd that ring go? Like this one held in by a snap ring and a ring, but this one was so beat up that the ring had disappeared. Just the snap ring was there. So what I did is I took a washer, and luckily the washer wasn't too far off, and I was able to not machine it, but just file it a little bit and get it to fit like almost perfect. This one is like rock solid. There's no play at all, and there's no hard back drag on this. It's pretty easy going, but no play at all, rock solid. Just wanted to add this one as another example of the ring style ratchet. And this one has a regular snap ring, kind of like that one, that holds a pin, a separate pin. This switch, you can see, has been used. I guess this ratchet's been used as a hammer at one time. You see the switch there, separate pin, and then the pin is held by the snap ring there. So I hope this didn't confuse all of you. This kind of a mishmash here of different styles and eras, but basically the same ratchet, but just, I guess, improvements. This ring was I don't want to say a definite improvement, but a pretty good improvement over this. This, as we know from Williams, it's a pain in the butt to get off once they have been like never serviced and they're in there for years and years and rusted and dirty and greasy. Those are very hard to get off. And the pawls also, they take a page from Williams with these pawls. And like I said, they took a page from Eastco here with these rings that keep the gears in. But all in all, this is for you Cornwell fans out there. These are rock solid. Like I said before, these are rock solid ratchets. People in the know, these are well liked for people who are kind of working mechanics from the old age. These, like I said, you can look at the gears here. They're in the 30s, so these are pretty coarse ratchets, but what they give up in coarseness, they make up in strength. So there you go. Alright guys, until next time.